Good morning, grandkids. Today we are in the Hole of Horcum, which is in North Yorkshire. This is my first time here and it is absolutely beautiful. It is about a 5-mile hike that goes in a big circle, well, kind of an oval, and I think it'll take me about 3 hours to walk-ish. I'm looking forward to it because the weather is insane. It is just after sunrise here, and there's nobody else around. It's so peaceful. It's so quiet. Apparently there's Highland cattle here as well, the cows with the big horns and the orange fluffy fur. So I don't know if I will see some. I've seen some cow poop here. If we see them, that'll be a nice bonus. All right, let's go. This is our nice big pile of cow poop. I'm 100% sure it's cow poop. It's not sheep. Sheep's poop comes in pellets. So this is cow poop. And you might think that's disgusting, but there's a lot of uses for different animals' poop. For example, horses' poop is often used as fertilizer to help grow plants and crops. I believe cow poop is used, I can't remember what cow poop is used for, but it's probably used for something. Can you hear this? In the distance, you'll be able to see what looks like a hill of red and orange. What that is, well, what we have over on this side is a lot of heather. Down there, what I believe is, it could also be heather, but my belief is it could also just be loads of dead ferns, because right now it is winter. This is my favorite hand animal that I make. This is a snake. The eye is on the top right here. This is its fang, and then this is its jaw. And then I need to stab my brother with this, like that. Yeah, snake. There's many other things you can create. I think this is like a bunny rabbit, I believe. But my favorite is a snake. That's what I always used to do. Sorry, I'm being weird. Hello. In the summer, these bushes that you can see in front of us actually have these yellow flowers. I can't remember what this bush is called, but it looks awesome. It looks really, really cool. I think there's some remains of some of these yellow flowers that you can see here. I'll try and find a picture and show you, but in the summer they're very nice. And it's the same with heather. Heather turns the super awesome, cool purple color. But now it is winter. Oh, that's beautiful. So yes, all of this would be purple. This is quite interesting. We have all this heather around us. Then we just have this one conifer tree. Well, I guess it's most likely going to be a Christmas tree. That's just planted in all of this heather. But it does make for a really nice photo. When you find a good rock, and it is safe to do so, chuck it, throw it. It's quite fun. So we're going to chuck it as far as we can this way. Many conifers. Conifers are my favourite type of trees. I think they just look really, really cool. I need to use a better word instead of using cool. It's getting a little bit cold, So what I will do is, if I've remembered to bring them, yes I have, I'm going to put my gloves on. There is a pond over here on our right. I don't know if it's a pond or if it's just insanely waterlogged, but it probably is a pond. You can see how the sky reflects on the water. If we get really close and really low to the water, if you get super low to the pond, you can see a super really nice reflection of the sky. And this is actually a really nice insert shot for, I don't know, openings to films or something like that. And then you just have a dead fly. The light is hitting the tripod really nicely. You can kind of see over there, there's like two small, they're like blockades or dams that have been created. I don't know if they're there to stop if there's massive water outflow, to stop water running down and flooding stuff. But I have no idea. That is not my area of expertise. Can you guess which animal made these tracks? I've just come across the coolest thing. If we take a look down here, you can see the ground is almost sparkling with these white glittery bits. But what it is loads of water drops, almost like dew, just hanging off these plants. It looks amazing. I don't know how well the camera is going to pick it up, but you can probably see all those white, zoom out, all those white drops. Maybe this way we can see it better. And if we keep coming along this way, you can see all of them just here, just speckles of droplets, which kind of makes the floor look like it's kind of glistening. According to this ditch over here, that you can see over here, and it goes all the way along this side, was actually created 2,000 years ago. So if it's 2025 right now, it would have been created in the year 25 AD. This stitch right here. What you see around me and what we've been seeing all day is something called heather, or Calluna vulgaris. And what we're in over here is something called a moor, but heather is often grows in things like moors and heathlands and stuff like that. And in the summer or the spring, I think it's more towards the end of spring, I'm not a heather expert, but you can see what we have over here, these heather bulbs and stuff. All of this will be purple, and it looks incredible. It looks awesome. So heather does have a few purposes that it's been used for in the past. So bees will make a specific type of honey called heather, which is said to have some kind of medicinal benefits. But heather, because it is quite coarse in a way, it's quite bushy, you can kind of use it for, like, to use it as a broom in your house, which is quite cool. I think it's also been used for treating things like insomnia and things like that. But I'm going to use ChatGPT to tell you a little bit more about heather. Heather is the national flower of Norway, and you'll be able to find heather like this in places like Ireland, Scotland, most of the UK. Well, we're in England at the moment, in North Yorkshire. Historically, heather has been used in traditional medicines for conditions like insomnia, arthritis, and urinary tract infections. You don't need to know what that is. It has antiseptic, diuretic, and sedative properties as well, apparently. So yeah, because of its coarseness and stuff, it's also been used in the past. We were talking about they made a ditch 2,000 years ago. They probably also used this to thatch the roofs and stuff and make the roofs all secure and probably also look kind of pretty as well. But what you can also see around here is we're coming to winter, but you can see there's so much heather still around, which shows that heather's a very, very resilient type of plant. And for all of summer, it probably just stay like this. And then when spring or summer comes around, it should just bloom into life. And that's what makes heather pretty cool. I've never seen this type of sheep in my life. But it is about lunchtime, and I thought this tree would be a nice spot to kind of have some lunch. But there is a bit of there's a little bit of poop here, but it's not too bad. Oh. And it is wet here. Maybe just drink some water. What a peaceful day. Yeah, it's a little wet here, so we'll probably go to where there's a little bit more sunshine, so my butt doesn't get all wet, and have some lunch. This would have been cool though, because I could have just laid against the tree, but the tree's also in a weird position. And then we can grab some lunch. It's cold, but it's not as wet as it was. So before we eat, the thing we always do is go wash the hands. I didn't bring any hand sanitizer today, but water's good enough. Okay. What I've brought today is, well, I didn't bring it. I bought it. I didn't make it. So we have tuna sandwich, tuna and sweet corn with mayonnaise. So any meal with a good summer mayonnaise is always good. They're a little bit soggy, but I literally had one pan of chocolate for breakfast today. So this definitely is hitting the spot. I'm gonna leave my other sandwich, but what I can't leave is Bounty. If you were ever confused about what chocolate I might want, just go for a Bounty. I always love a good Bounty. Or a Crunchy. Crunchies are pretty good as well. Gonna have some chocolate and rest my head down here for a little bit. Oh man, this is good. That definitely hit the spot. That was exceptional. That was fantastic. I can't remember the last time I just laid on the floor and watched clouds pass by. I feel like to watch clouds pass by, you need to be in quite a safe place. In the sense that if I was to just go to the park and just lay on the floor, I mean, I'd be a little bit conscious if somebody was to come up to me or whatnot. So I feel like you're in a bit of a vulnerable state, as to put it. But here, there's nobody else around. The sky is blue. And you have just the clouds. And the clouds that I'm seeing right now, they kind of look like, do you know when a boat goes through water or the sea and it makes those effects on the sides of the boat? I guess, waves moving quite quickly. It kind of looks like that. That's super cool. I honestly don't know the last time I went cloud watching or just sat down and just observed and watched the clouds. These clouds right here, they're like, do you know when you see aerial photos of Iceland and how the rivers and the land make these really funky shapes? It's kind of what this looks like at the moment. The clouds here are not like fluffy clouds, they're more dispersed and a bit fraggy. But it's so beautiful. You just forget about every single problem of your life. All the stuff that's been on your mind for weeks and months. Just laying down here, you just forget about it all. Nobody else around, just you. The sky, the clouds, and everything else around you. When I started watching the clouds, it was those clouds all the way over there. So we've watched all of that just go by. So as you can see, the clouds are moving from left to right today. I don't know, north, east, west. I have no idea. I don't even know, does the sun set in the east? Does the sun set in the west? I honestly have no idea. I think it's sunsets in the west, sunsets in the east. Rises in the west, sets in the east. I cannot recall, but yeah. What a beautiful world that we live in. What a beautiful, beautiful world. We will get going. I'll finish off my bounty later. But yeah, let's go finish this walk. Those were the clouds that I was on about just a bit ago in terms of the boats cutting through the ocean, or basically just what waves look like when you're crashing into them. It was those ones. But as you can see, they're not very fluffy today, but they are very cool. It's wonderful how the sky changes every single day. No sky is ever the same. We will never see the same sky twice. And I think that it's kind of magical. Magical is the wrong word. I think it's just quite something to kind of not be grateful for, something to be, I don't know, something to appreciate, something that's kind of cool. What we have here is ferns. And a fun fact, ferns are my favourite plants. When I'm talking about trees, I'm talking about leafy plants, not tree plants. But yeah, ferns are my favourite. They are currently orange, but in the summer they're like a very nice green. And ferns can be tiny, like absolutely tiny, but there are also huge ones. If you go to Australia or even in America, there's ferns that are like the size of me or even bigger. They're massive. But in the winter and autumn, they'll turn this this dried up orange color. That's why if we look up towards all these sides, you'll see just hills of ferns, and that's why in the beginning we mentioned, I don't know if it's ferns on that hill over there or if it's heather, but I think it was ferns because they were quite orange. Oh, chalo, aja. there, but I just need to rest my shoulders for a bit and drink some water. My shoulders are killing me from carrying that tripod and my bag. But it's been a good walk. I don't think I've walked this much in well over 2-3 months. But this is cool. We just went through like a very sticky, muddy forest, very marshy. So now we're back onto normal flat ground, as you can see. But yeah, I'm looking forward to I'm looking forward to getting home. We have quite a long walk ahead of us, and it's mostly uphill all the way up there. So I'm going to put the camera away and we'll try and finish this. So we would have come from all the way behind those trees that you see over there. Oh, it doesn't look steep, but my legs are weak. Finished. Dear grandkids, the Hole of Horcum in winter is raw and honest, stripped of the lushness of summer, but no less beautiful. The ferns, now orange and dry, cling to the slopes, and the heather lies faded, its quiet presence a reminder of changing seasons. And the vast sky, pale and unending, feels like a breath of freedom. Walking here with nothing but the crunch of frost underfoot and the wind in your face, it's easy to forget the rush of the world. It's not about dramatic views or bursts of colour, it's the stillness, the space to think, and the sense of being a part of something much older and simpler than yourself. Love you lots. Grandpa.